Hey, it's Michelle here. I have jumped off the platform. Like, I feel like I've been standing on this zip lining platform and I've been contemplating whether or not I was going to jump. Here I am on my first live Facebook video. Kind of nervous about it. I put that I was excited in the how are you feeling, because that's what you're supposed to change your energies to when you're feeling super nervous. But I was like on the platform to zip line, and I'm glad it wasn't videoing while I was sitting there fiddling with my hair, deciding whether I was going to have to jump today. But here I am, and I have got my sheet here, three questions. It's kind of 4 or 5 with the sub questions that are written in with the questions that people have asked. Last week I posted that I was going to do this. This was the next step for me. I got comfortable doing just the regular recorded videos where I could go back and start again if I didn't like what I said. But this is definitely stepping out there for me and way outside of my comfort zone to do something live where I could totally fiddle up my words and perhaps not say exactly what I want and not be able to delete it. So I'm feeling supported here, and we're going to go ahead and I'm going to answer the questions. If there's a few people on here, can you hear me okay? If you could just say yes, thumbs up. Carolyn, can you hear me? Could you do a thumbs up? How about this? Can you hear me? You should be able to hear me on that one. So I'm going to go ahead. If you can't hear me, how about you type? If you can hear me, if you could tell me too, that would be great. I'd hate to carry on here. Oh, thumbs up. Love it. Thank you. Okay, cool. I was trying a better microphone, but I don't quite trust that one, so I'm going to go with this one. Okay, so I've got my sheet here. I'm going to start in with the questions. So one of the questions I had, this was from Kim. So what can we do with our horses to initiate our partnership that would set us off on the right foot? Or a daily thing that will help clear and set the tone for our interactions. So 2 questions there. So what can we do with our horses to initiate our partnership that would set us off on the right foot? So I'm going to go with this being a daily thing of what you could do to initiate your partnership on the daily. And then what could you do to clear and set the tone for our intentions? So on the daily, basically, to set the tone for your interactions, I would really basically acknowledge that you see them. Like, I see you as a living, breathing creature with feelings. I see you. Okay, that would be the first thing, is just acknowledging them as not just a tool for you, that they are a being that has feelings, and I see you. I think that is the important message there. Okay, so what's a daily thing will help clear and set our tone? So you're setting the tone. So basically, I would make a conscious effort to clear your shit from the day, to shake it off, whether you got to do a little Taylor Swift on the way to the barn and shake it off, or you want to be more zen and have the wind blow off your crap from the day as you walk to the barn. Energy follows intention. So whatever you set your mind to do, how you want to clear that, whether it's a dance or it's just with every footstep, or if it's the wind blowing it off, your intention will clear that crap from the day, and your horse will really appreciate you not bringing baggage from another interaction into your interaction with them. It's just like if you have a fight at home and then go to work, your coworkers appreciate if you leave that in the car and don't bring it into your workplace, right? So don't bring your baggage to the barn, the arena with your horse. So that's one way that you can help clear and set the tone for interactions. Another way would be to really make sure that you're grounded into your body. So I like to imagine roots going into the ground and make sure that I am grounded, and I've really noticed in my horses whether I'm grounded or not. Sometimes they will show me when I'm not. If I go to catch them, they might walk away from me, and all I need to do is just stand, close my eyes, take a deep breath, and ground myself. And when I open my eyes, they're stopped there and looking at me. So they'll show us when we're carrying stuff with us, or if we're not grounded. So a third part to this question came from Deb, and it was, after my horse has been turned out for 6 or 7 months, how can we reconnect? And it's similar to, you know, I see you being back with them, but also just spend the time. You're not as disconnected from your horse as you think from them being turned out. They are still connected to you. So I would just start with spending time with them. Warwick Schiller talks about 10-year-old girl training. So just brush on them and love on them and take them for a walk. You can reconnect that way, and then just setting your intention, just being aware and conscious of what you're doing all the time. Is your intention right now is to reconnect. So it might even just be brushing them with the intention of reconnecting. So the intention is huge. Okay, so this next question was, I had to put some thought into it, and I'm relieved that it didn't come live, and that's why I got the questions first and then I'm doing the answers, because I had to sit and think on this one because it's actually deep. Okay, so when circumstances change, this is the question, when circumstances change for a horse, why doesn't their negative energy leave their body on their own? Can love and caring not conquer it? And how can we help in this area? So this is a really good question, and it comes from this was Jackie's question. So this comes from, and people who I've worked on their horses before will get where this comes from, because I work a lot in trapped emotions and trapped energy. So when I'm clearing the energy out, I'm moving out energy that has been stuck there. It's like our or their emotional baggage. So it's something that they've bottled up, they've not dealt with, it's been bottled up, packaged away, and stuck and stored somewhere. So like nervousness, anxiety, worry, those are emotions. For example, we know in our own bodies even, that's where it goes into our stomach. So those are examples, for example, or emotions, for example, that will go into a horse's stomach and affect their digestion. It could affect their ability to heal their stomach lining. So we know from our own bodies that's where that stuff goes. That's where we carry it. So going back to these trapped emotions, say a horse raced on the track that is very emotionally intense and hard on a horse, but they can leave that situation and go to a loving home. So I'll use that for an example. So why can't we love on them and get all of those energies gone? Well, to a certain extent we can. They recognize the change in energy, the change in demand, the change in pressure on them. That does help, and that does help them heal and be healthier. But there's these energies that have been trapped from events that they were not able to deal with at the time. So they basically shut down, bottled up that energy, and it got stored away and trapped somewhere, like say the stomach, for example. So it's in the subconscious area, the not thinking area. It's stuck there, and I guess as somebody that can clear energy, I can hone in on there and pull that out, dealing with the subconscious level and clear that out. And so you're asking, well, also can love not move it? Love can move it, because I come from a heart space and a love space when I move this energy, and you can do it too. The thing with these trapped energies, these ones that are stuck, is that they kind of need to be called out. So we're naming them and getting specific, but you can do that too. So say there's a horse that has a lot of anxiety or is kind of shut down and nervousness and worried. You can set your intention, just like I've talked before. Energy follows your intention. So as you're brushing them, or as you're just standing there with your hands on them hanging out, you can set your intention to clear. Say we want to go to the stomach, if the horse is having a problem with the stomach. This is just an anonymous example, not related to any particular thing here, but you can specifically set your intention to where you want to pull energies out from, knowing that, say, for example, nervousness, worry, they all come from there. So you can set your intention to pull that out, and you really can do that too. You don't have to be an energy healer or an intuitive or any of these names. You don't have to do that. You really can do that, being a loving horse owner, and your love will do that, and your intention will do that, and you really can. You can do energy healing also and pull those out, and basically you're going to get into the subconscious with your intention, and you'll watch them for their shifts and their changes, whether it be blinking, licking and chewing, yawning. Those are signs that you're moving energy. They might even get kind of into a meditative state themselves, and you'll feel those shifts. So to a certain extent, yeah, you can do it, but amp up your intention when you're doing the loving. Okay, so another question here. It was about something about conveying confidence to my horse and my mount. And I felt like the question maybe, and this was from Janine, how can I get my horse to be more confident? So some of this is training, I guess, and setting your horse up for success and building their confidence. Much like a student or a kid, we're not going to ask them to do things they're not capable of doing, because that's going to bruise their confidence. We want to, we're not going to ask them to take a grade 9 test when they are still in grade 3, unless of course they've proven that they're at that level, that they can be tested at that level. So but on an energetic standpoint of conveying confidence to the horse, it really comes from you, because we train them to be led by us. We're their coach and we're their guide. Our horse is really only going to be as confident as we are. And sure, I do know of horses that have carried me, or seen horses carry other people that have maybe had more confidence, but I would suspect that the fact you're asking this question, that's not the case with your horse. So he needs you, or she needs you, to pull from your own inner confidence, maybe look into why you're not feeling confident, and heal that. Get rid of the limiting beliefs that you have around your own abilities to take your horse where it needs to go with your own confidence. And that's really where your horse's confidence is going to come from ultimately. It's from you and the confidence inside you. So I go there and work on that, and then it will come through your horse, because you'll have the vibe, basically the vibe and the energy to bring that to your horse, and eventually he'll gain more and more confidence from you and through you as you ask these things that he's been educated enough to handle the pressures of, and it will just build through positive experience. That constant confidence will come. So I'm going to wrap it up there. That was the end of my debut. I didn't trip up or throw up, so I consider that like a huge success. And thank you guys that have joined me live, and we will definitely do this again sometime. Okay, take care.